Usually released soon after cinematic debuts and season finales, concept art for projects often reveals tiny and vastly different details in earlier editions that don't make the cut, but boy are they super interesting to see. It appears that the creators of Thor: Love and Thunder 2 experimented with some alternate storylines. In today's video, we look into one of those super dark deleted scenes involving the Asgardian kids that's just been made available to fans. Starting off with the dark side of MCU, the latest Marvel Studios movie, Thor: Love and Thunder, introduced some of the most terrifying villains we've seen within the Marvel Cinematic Universe till now. In fact, at this point, the MCU might as well be more famous for its villains than it is for its heroes, and Thor: Love and Thunder was brimming with some really metal bad guys. It introduced us to three villains with a lot of twists along the way. We saw Zeus, who's not really a major antagonist in the movie, but still plays a bad guy, and his son Hercules. But the baddest of them all is Gorr, the vengeful, galactic serial killer is not really after mere mortal humans or the heroes, he's actually after the gods and seeks their extinction. Even though Christian Bale's portrayal of Gorr the God-Butcher received less screen time than some might have expected, it still made a lasting impression on viewers. In fact, much of the film's marketing revolved around his character, but unfortunately, his storyline didn't get the attention it really deserved. You can also kind of call him an anti-villain. He's not really all that bad and is only vengeful because of the death of his daughter that was laughed off by the gods and their indifference. And it's this complexity we wish was explored more in the movie. Now for his plot in the film. It mainly involved abducting a group of Asgardian children to lure Thor into going to the Shadow Realm so he could get his hands on that Stormbreaker. If you've watched the scene, you probably know how dark it was. But it appears that on some level, a part of his story was even darker than what we saw. Can you believe that? The recently released concept art has provided more details on that potential plot element. George Hull, an idea artist for Marvel, posted some pretty cool art from Love and Thunder, revealing the original idea behind Gorr's kidnapping scheme. According to Hull's post, Gorr's initial plan was for the children's souls to enter Eden and face eternity. He shared these amazing concept paintings on Instagram with the caption, "These Thor concept paintings are just a few that I made for the director and the crew as they thought about various scenarios for the movie's climax." Yeah, the part where Christian Bale's character tries to enter Eden using Thor's axe, the use of the shadow cages, and all of that. What's more is that the children's souls would have entered Eden. He also added that the initial draft of the script stated that the children's souls would have been required to go to Eden, but Taika ultimately decided it and believed that the story and settings would be far better by making it simpler. George said that during this early imaginative stage, it's his responsibility to look into various options and possibilities, no matter how wild they are, and he's grateful to Taika Waititi for the good times. The concept never made it to the final version of the movie because apparently not only was it just super dark, but it also posed a lot of problems for the story itself, especially if the goal was to have the kids survive. Gorr would have likely had to sacrifice a few children to deliver the ending of Love and Thunder because he must travel to eternity. Given that all of his decisions were influenced by the death of his daughter, that wouldn't really fit with his story and wouldn't have made much sense. Next, thankfully though, none of that really happened. Fortunately, things changed, and Gorr required the Bifrost to unlock Eden's Gate. This plot was more straightforward, and all of the kids finally got to return to New Asgard. It's hard not to imagine this was an absolute victory and did justice to the plot as well as Gorr's character. Now, some may wonder why the God-Butcher even needed the kids at all in the film. We mean, isn't he already grieving the loss of his own child? Honestly, given the possibility and likelihood that much of the material didn't really make it in the final cut of Love and Thunder, there might or might not be a satisfying answer to that question. But one thing is certain, preventing the sacrifice of children's souls definitely limited how dark the movie could have gone. Let's look at the concept art now. In the first painting, Thor, who's still holding Stormbreaker, is seen watching as hundreds of kids are brought to Gorr through what appears to be an early version of the Gates of Eternity. But the final depiction shows Stormbreaker being used in a way that resembles the movie's final cut, but this time a child is in the beam's path, maybe to represent Gorr's need for the kids' souls to enter Eternity's realm. The final movie made no reference to or even hint at Gorr's need for their souls. Although this would have been super interesting to see on screen, we're still glad it didn't make it to the movie. Deaths are incredibly sad to watch, but kids being killed off is the absolute worst. No one really wants to watch this kind of doom and gloom when they're going for a Marvel film, so it's definitely the right thing to do. Not to mention this, another deleted scene. Among several deleted scenes that are are now gradually surfacing, we really wish this one made it to the final cut. In Thor: Love and Thunder, the relationship between Zeus and Thor could have played out very differently. In yet another scene that was removed from the movie, Thor and Jane are seen sharing a tender moment in the hospital as she fights cancer. The scene was exclusively previewed by People ahead of its digital, 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD release. But unlike the version that ultimately made it to the final cut, this scene ends with a surprise visit from Zeus, who Jane asks, "Have you been standing there this whole time?" as he peeks out with ice cream in his hand from behind a privacy curtain. Although the context of the scene is unknown, how cool would it have been to see Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, and Russell Crowe bond on screen? Would have been super interesting to watch, but we guess the creators know best. Now let's have a look at some other news. First up, Love and Thunder is up for pre-order. For anyone who hasn't watched the latest MCU gem and wants to get their hands on Thor: Love and Thunder's physical copy, we got some good news for you. Fans will now be able to purchase it from September 27th onwards. And if you happen to be a fan of the many deleted scenes, it's going to feature some of those as well. There will be 3 different 4K UHD releases of the movie, and if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, you'll be able to stream it starting September 8th. Next up, Florence Pugh's Black Widow will reportedly lead the MCU's Thunderbolts. Yelena Belova, also known as Black Widow, played by Florence Pugh, is reportedly going to be the leader of the Thunderbolts in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, indicating that Marvel Studios has big plans for the popular Russian spy. Justin Kroll of Deadline spoke about Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts during a recent appearance on Matthew Belloni's The Town podcast, referring to the upcoming movie as a Pugh-led spin-off. Kroll said Pugh has the Marvel superhero who already has a spin-off, and her next role on that character is actually in the upcoming Thunderbolts movie, which is essentially Marvel's Suicide Squad. We can only hope for better results, but the idea that she'd be in charge of a group of anti-heroes who are neither particularly good nor bad, such as Wyatt Russell's John Walker and Daniel Bruhl's Zemo, sounds pretty dope to us. And finally, Megan Thee Stallion officially cast in the Marvel Universe. The popular platinum recording artist Megan Thee Stallion has finally confirmed the rumors that she's been cast in Marvel's She-Hulk, Attorney-at-Law. The rapper said that she admires musicians who've made the transition to acting, such as Queen Latifah and Ice Cube, and that their success has motivated her to pursue a career in acting as well as music. Other than needing a stunt double for an action scene, earlier rumors claimed Megan would appear in a number of episodes, in which she would play a fictionalized version of herself. It'll be interesting to see who this fictionalized rapper will be. It'd be funny if she'd been replaced by a Skrull, which is why the rumor is fictionalized. It might also be because of how the blip's impact on the rapper's career path altered the course of the MCU's alternate history. Whatever it is, it's definitely going to be a super exciting appearance. That's a wrap for this video. What did you think about Gorr's alternate kidnapping concept? Comment below and let us know. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. See you in the next one.